great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion.
Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. This is episode number 694 of the Immigration Answer Show. TikTok is not working. We'll try it again in a minute, but TikTok's not working. I'll be here for the next hour trying to answer all of your immigration law related questions. I am an immigration lawyer. And I play one on TV. I play one on YouTube. So I'll be here to see what we can talk about immigration wise. We have a deportation trial tomorrow in Kansas City, so we won't have a show tomorrow. We'll be back on Thursday. How's everybody doing? How is everybody doing? Let us know in the comments what's going on, how you're doing. Let's see who's here. Tyrone says, Happy Taco Tuesday. That's so funny because we are having tacos for dinner. We got Prince is here. Good morning from Willows. Lindy, Nadia, Amelia. Kwaku is here from Kentucky. Jay Cruz from North Dakota. We have Lynn. We got Virginia in the house. GNG UTEC. Yassine Hori's here. You guys know Yassine's in charge of Wisconsin. So if Wisconsin comes in blue, we'll have Yassine to thank for that. I'm going to go vote today, I think, after work, if I can. How about that? Don't forget to mention the show. So this is episode 694, and today is October 22nd, 2024. Creaky Bones is here. Hello, old Creaky Bones. I got Hooli here, and let's see if we can get TikTok running again. I don't know what's going on with there. Are you guys ready for the election? I just got my TV up and running so I can keep track of resume live. Oh, it was automatically paused. I don't know. It never really went live. Let's see if it goes live. We got Hugo from Boston. We got Hiram's here. Nurse Laura's here. Creaky Laura wants to know, how is your butt? Vadim says it's hot up in Boston. What's up with that? We got Maryland, Ryan. I guess that's that heat wave that came from Wisconsin, probably went over to Virginia. We got Virginia Beach, Hampton Roads. We have Ivory. Ashman says we're waiting for you in Tatooine. I will be there to Tatooine, inshallah, someday soon. Yeah, I don't know what's up with TikTok. Nobody's coming in, so I don't think it's notifying anybody that I'm there. I don't know what the problem is. Let me shut down my phone and try it again. Let's try that. The old turn it off, turn it on routine. We will turn that off, and then we'll turn it back on. All right. Yeah, Elon Musk is doing everything he can for old Donald to win, just pouring money into it and running illegal vote lotteries. I don't know what in the hell is going on. They need to prosecute him. What a scumbag he is. Just a total piece of shit. Brandon is here. Hi, Brandon.
Hi, Jim.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm all right. So my question, I think, is relatively easy. It's just, USCIS gave us my husband his green card, and we entered about a month before our second wedding anniversary, but they still gave him the 10-year. And so we're just I've tried doing some research on my own, and I know that we need to notify them of their mistake, but at the same time, it took them 135 days to get them to print the card and get it to us. And I'm just afraid with the election-y stuff that it could get slowed down if we sent it back to them. So
we're not going to send it back to them till the very end. What you need to do is you need to file an I-90.
Okay.
And you need to, in your cover letter, explain to them their mistake and explain to them what their mistake was and why you shouldn't have to pay the filing fee for the I-90. Right. So that's going to be the biggest hurdle. The biggest hurdle will be to get them to receipt it without a filing fee. Right. So that's going to be number one. And Hooli, can you please Slack Amani and tell her I'm on the show? She's texting me like a fiend. Sorry, Brandon.
Okay.
You need to explain to them that it's their mistake. You don't have to pay. So you need to put in there the marriage date was, the date we entered was, the start date on his green card was, and because the start date on his green card was less than 2 years after our marriage, he should have gotten a 2-year green card. So, and then you'll send them a copy of the green card that you received, not the actual green card. At some point in the future, like a year from now, when the I-90 is approved, they'll right before the end, they'll ask you to swap it out. They'll say, send us the old one, and then they'll send you the new one. Okay. So don't send it to them right away. Now, the only other thing you need to keep in mind is even if you never got this fixed, even if you fight with them for the next 2 years to try to get you the 2-year green card that your husband deserves and is supposed to have, even if that never is actually pulled off, you'll still have to file a 751 even though they gave you a 10-year green card. So that obligation is still there.
Okay. So, yes. From what I understand, do you think that, let's say they are kind and are expedite the situation, will they send a 2-year, or will they potentially just say, hold on to that, you still need to file that, and then no?
They're not that clever. They would send the 2-year.
Okay. And then we would send back the 10-year for them to destroy, or?
Yep,
okay.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thank you so much. That was like, such a relief.
Bye, Brandon.
Bye-bye.
See, bud. Yeah, we never want to send back the identity card till they actually ask for it. Even if the instructions say it, I wouldn't send it. AJ says, huge turnout in Georgia. That's a great sign. This time, bigger turnout than 2020. I think the early voting is just one sign of how mad women especially are. Women around the country are pissed about Dobbs, about Roe v. Wade falling. They're pissed about Trump. And I think you're going to see more women voting than ever before. I think you're going to see record turnouts. I think it's very, very, very close. But I think Kamala is going to win. Munzir is here. Hello, Munzir.
Hi there, Jim. How you doing?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
Doing amazing. Thank you for keeping the best form of entertainment alive. 700 shows. Keep it up.
Yep.
Awesome. Jim, I watched one of your recent videos. You were always talking about the dirty little secrets, and then when the immigrant visa interview comes up, it's time to address those. And I want to have your opinion on if I may have a dirty little secret or not. Basically, 10 years ago, my family and I got US B1, B2 visas from Saudi Arabia. We came to the US. We stayed for a week. I was a minor at the time. Then my family decided to take us up north to Canada and enter there at the border and claim asylum there. My first US visa expired when I was a minor. It was like 2 years valid. And then years later, I became a permanent resident, became an adult at 20-something years as a permanent resident up there. I applied for another B1, B2 visa in Toronto, Canada. And at that one, they grilled me to hell. Why I came to the US for the first time? Why did I go up to Canada the first time? Was it my idea? Was it their idea? Did I know about it? Was it before? Was it after? And I told them at the time I was a minor. I had no idea what a visa was, or Canada or the US or the border or anything about that. And they believed me. It was the truth. They gave me a US visa, and I traveled to the US on that second time again. And then I became a Canadian citizen. I traveled many times as a Canadian, no problems. I got selected for the diversity visa this year, and I'm trying to attack all the fronts. I think they were trying to fish for a misrepresentation or see if I was lying or something.
When you got the
I don't know.
When you got the later visit visa?
Yes. So the second one, I think they were fishing for some sort of misuse or misrepresentation. They were trying to
who's they, and at what stage was the fishing?
So it was the consular officer for the B1, B2 visa at the US consulate in Toronto.
No, but you said now someone's fishing. When did
that was them at the interview. I mean, when they were asking those questions
about the stuff from when you were a little kid.
Exactly. When I came to, like, why did I claim asylum in Canada? When I came to the US the first time, did I have the intent to go up north? Was it before you come to the US that you had that plan, or was it after you came to the US that you decided to do that? And I told them neither, because it wasn't even my idea. I didn't even know about it. Even when it happened, I wasn't even aware of it.
So what does that have to do with the diversity visa now?
I'm just scared if they want to bring that up again and try to see if they're going to grill me like that and pinpoint some sort of misrepresentation charge, because they did that to someone I know.
Yeah.
And they gave him a 5-year bar with expedited removal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, from the way I look at it, since I got the visa and I'm still admissible to the States, given that I've been traveling back and forth with no problems,
Well,
I would like to think I'm
that's a
okay.
whole different thing. Getting to
Oh,
visit
okay.
the United States is a whole different thing than letting someone be a
Right.
permanent resident. So
That's the thing, right? So the bar is much higher now.
how is your number? Do you have a high number, a low number?
My number is treading on the next visa bulletin, so I'm 99% sure that my interview is in January.
Inshallah. Yeah. Okay.
Inshallah ta'ala.
Okay.
It's in 3,500 Asia. Right now it's 3,000. So
Oh yeah. So you're good. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, I would be prepared to fully discuss that. How old were you when the kids stuff happened? How old were you?
Like when I was at the borders, like 15.
Yeah.
15
So
years.
I don't know how anyone can hold that against you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens. Thanks, Munzir.
All right. Thank you so much, Jim. We appreciate
Bye.
it.
All right. All right. We finally got TikTok up and running. Let's see if Hina's got anything for us yet. Hina, there she is. Oh, she just told me live is paused. So we'll get the live up and running. I love all your videos and the good advice. Thanks. Good morning. I'll turn the lever to you. Talk about the consort as my own response. I don't know what's going on. Hina will get me some TikToks. All right. Angie's here. Hi, Angie.
Hi. So I have a question. My fiance and I, we went and we were doing the K1 visa, and we started our fight in 2021, I think. He just had his interview in May 10th. He was approved during the interview, but they said you have to send in another copy of the divorce decree because they couldn't find any copy of the divorce decree, from me. And so they had me send another one over to him. And
Wait, time out.
Oh,
He didn't have it with him at the interview?
no, it was supposed to be in the package, because when I originally sent the package, it was in that, but they said that it wasn't there, so they wanted him to have me send another one.
Okay, so just for everybody listening so that they can learn, when you go to your visa interview, whether it's a fiance case or a spouse case, you bring a full copy of everything that has been filed so that if they ask you for something, you can hand it to them and not wait for a checklist or request for evidence.
Right. Well, I sent it, like through Federal Express, so
Sure.
obviously it got there the next day, and then he DHL'd it, so it would go in the next day for him. And then they said from there he got a paper saying that he'll get his visa within 5 to 10 days. Then they had a system changeover. So now he's like not even in the system. So we don't know what happened. We don't know what to do. Every time we call or he goes in, they say we can't find you in the system. But when he went there 2 days ago, miraculously they found him, and they said they're going to send a tech support email so that he gets migrated over to the new system.
Which embassy is this?
Ghana.
Okay.
I can't talk.
You're okay.
So in Ghana, like, they keep on saying, like, every time we call, and this has probably been the last month or so, we've been calling, and they keep on telling us they're going to send tech support email so that we get the migration link. We never get the migration link. We never get the email from the embassy or the consulate officer saying about our paperwork that we were supposed to get long ago to come pick up the visa. It just never happened. So it's like we're lost in the system. We're in limbo, and I don't know what to do now.
So let's pretend for a minute, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let's pretend that after you guys gave them the request for evidence, that everything else that they've said is a lie.
Uh-huh.
Okay? Let's just pretend that there's nothing wrong with their system.
Okay.
Why don't they like your case?
I couldn't even see why they wouldn't like it. We've been together for almost 5 years. They got to see, our engagement, all that stuff. The only thing I can think of is that the divorce decree is literally like maybe 5 lines of a word from a judge, and it's one piece of paper, not like the typical divorce decrees that I've seen online, what they look like.
What court issued the divorce decree?
Florida.
Okay, and what has your fiance been married before?
No,
Has your fiance ever filed for an immigrant visa or a non-immigrant visa to the United States before?
no, just tourists or not tourists. Lottery.
DV lottery. That's it.
Yeah,
And did they mark single on that application, or did they mark say married?
single.
Okay. And how many times did you guys meet face to face before you filed the I-129F?
We did twice, but um, we only like when we originally applied, it was only once.
So that's my question. So when did you how did you meet originally?
It through a friend of a friend. Like I have a friend, a best friend in Canada, and her husband is in Africa, and she was in Africa at the time when we were, video messaging. And then I met my fiance that way. Like we were always talking when she'd be cooking, and we just would laugh all the time, and we started dating online.
Okay, so wait, hold on. That's what I want to get to. So when did you first meet through your friend that happened to be in Africa?
Almost 5 years ago, in let's see, in July it'll be 5 years.
Okay, and then when did you meet face to face for the first time?
Um, After we were dating about a year.
So like when would that be?
Um, so we met in 2020. In 2021, I came there.
How long were you there?
About 3 weeks.
And what's the date of your divorce?
Oh, almost 18 years ago.
Oh, great. Okay. So so you spent a week there and then you came home and filed the I-129F?
About 3 weeks, yeah.
Okay. And it sailed through USCIS and now you're stuck at the end
Yeah,
of it.
we got approved for everything. We had no troubles at all during the interview. They liked him. They said he was approved, but they needed this. It needed to be pending this paperwork and the medical and his passport, like to hand in his passport.
Do they still have his passport?
Yeah.
Is there a significant age gap between you?
I mean, there is, but like my parents were the exact same ages apart, and they were married for 25 years.
So what's the age gap?
20 years.
And is there a racial difference between the two of you?
Yeah, I'm white. He's black. He's African. I'm American.
So they think he's just coming to get a green card.
They might, but it's definitely not like that.
Oh, I believe you. I'm just saying this is a tough case. So I think all this stuff about the online system is broke, that they're just lying to you. They don't like your case and they don't give him a visa. I suspect that he's not going to get a fiance visa and you're going to have to get married and keep pushing. I don't know for sure, but if you're at May, you're now at 6 months. So I think this is going to be one of those cases that I talk about on the show sometimes, where they're just going to let the fiance case expire, and then you're going to have to start all over.
Ugh.
I mean,
Well,
we could sue them. We could sue them and try to get a final decision, just so you know. Otherwise, you might wait just another 6 months or a year for them to tell you whatever they're going to tell you on the fiance case.
Right. How much, like, if you were gonna sue them, like, how much does something like that usually roundabout cost? I mean, anything's worth it at this point. It beats being in limbo.
I can tell you exactly what it costs. It's $5,000, and there's a $405 filing fee.
Okay. Well, it gives me an idea.
Yeah.
Like, because I don't want to wipe out our life savings trying to do it.
I get it. We have a payment plan if you want to pay over time, or you can pay up front and save a little money. But that sounds great. If you want to do that, just let me know, okay, Ann?
Okay, I will. All right,
right,
thank
see
you
ya.
so much.
Okay,
All right,
bye.
bye-bye.
Tough case, tough case. OP is here. Hello, P.
Hey Jim, how you doing?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
Doing good. Thank you for the work you do. I have a question. I got an RFE a couple weeks back. I called you and you gave me advice on how to get the notice, which actually worked. But now my question is, I sent the the requested document back to USCIS. It says on the app, they received my RFE. But my question is on the affidavit of support. You know how when you print out the form on the bottom, it has the household number size, it has it default as 1. So I forgot to switch that from 1 to 2. But on everything else, like I kind of had the breakdown listed out correctly. So I'm just wondering, what do you think would happen? Would they send us back
50,
another RFE?
50-50.
Yeah, because
50-50,
right now
they
it
let it
says
go.
interview is waived.
Yeah. Yeah. So they might let it go. How did you track down the RFE?
I had to chat with someone on USCIS app. Apparently, they sent it back to like our address from 3 years ago when we submitted the application. Yeah, which was weird. But I'm confused now. I'm like, would they send this back or maybe schedule an interview
I
or
think
just go ahead and approve?
50-50, they send another request for evidence or they just let it go.
Okay. Okay, well, that was my question. Thank you.
Bye, P. See you, buddy. Yeah, Joe and V raises a good point. Sounds like a waste of time to sue. Just get married, same cost. That's true. That's true. I guess the only reason you would sue in that instance, if I'm Angie, is on the 20% chance they're going to prove the fiance case. I don't think they can prove the fiance case. I think the marriage case will be hard enough. Thank you, Joe and V. All right, let's go over to TikTok. See what TikTok has to say. All right, here we go. Benigna 4. How can I schedule an emergency consultation with you and how much is the cost? Well, we don't have emergency consultations. We don't have paid consultations. We don't have free consultations. If you want to hire us, you call the firm and say, I want to hire you, or I'm thinking about hiring you. I want you to help me bring my spouse here. I want you to get me advance parole. I want you to sue the government for me. And you talk to an intake specialist, that's free. If they think you have a case and you're willing to consider paying our fee, then you talk to an immigration attorney about your case and they'll send you a contract if they think it's the kind of thing we can handle. So all you need to do is email us info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com or call 314-961-8200. Ituna Maggie, can you add a change of address when replying to an RFE? I would say yes. I would still do an AR-11. I would still do it online. I would still do it on paper. But yes, I would mention in the RFE that you've moved. I put it in big bold letters. Hopefully they'll get that and send your green card or whatever you're applying for to the right address after that. But you can't just rely on a letter saying, hey, here's my RFE response. And oh, by the way, I want to change my address. That's a good question. I'll make a TikTok about that. Mo says, how long does it take for an I-130 sibling through a brother U.S. citizen? I'm from Jordan, and my brother filed for me in March of 2016. Well, the good news is you probably only have about 10 years left, Mo. So probably, 2016. So we're 8 in. So you got about 10 more years. So 2036, Mo, 2036. Prince at Okoye, I have a late registered birth certificate. Would that be a problem at the embassy or with USCIS? Yes, Prince. They don't like that. They'll probably ask for corroborating evidence. Unless you're from a country where they didn't ever have birth certificates at all. And now they're just getting around to registering people's births. That would be the difference there. All right. All right. Yinny's here. Hello, Yinny.
Hi, Jim.
Oh, I like those glasses.
Thank you.
I'll take you off camera.
Yeah, thank you.
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So I have a question, but before that, I would like to give my timeline.
Okay, perfect.
So I originally filed for asylum in 2017. So there's no interview. So I got married in January this year.
Okay.
And filed the application in March. So it was approved in July. So I got my green card in July.
Awesome.
The conditional green card.
That's great.
So my husband filed for my 2 underage kids.
Yep.
And the timing, when we check the timing online, it keeps saying a couple of weeks and keeps going back and forth.
Sure.
And just like 2 weeks ago, we did a change of address when it was showing that 1 week, and the other was showing that, oh yeah, it's your case has been exceptionally delayed. We'll give you an update. So we did a change of address. The next day we we saw that it jumped back to 13 months and 5 months. So we are just wondering, is it the change of address that changed things? My husband called them. They said we should not even bother about the timing that we are seeing there. That it doesn't make any difference. That it's not the change of address that affected anything, since it's still in the same state, the same city. That we did not change anything. So I'm just wondering if there is anything we can do, and if that is really true.
So here's my question for you, Yenny. What is how old are your kids?
So currently 15, 16.
And what is the receipt date or the priority date for their I-130s?
March, I think March 10th or 17th. I can't remember the exact date, but it was March. Yeah.
24?
24, yes.
So these cases are taking at least 14 months. So I would spend no time looking at the online portal. I wouldn't look for email updates. I wouldn't look at processing times. I-130s filed for family members, over immediate relatives overseas. USCIS is taking 14 months, almost to the day, of approving those. So I think you still got a good wait, and there's nothing to do to speed it up. You're just waiting.
Wow. I was thinking if there's any way we can speed it up. We were even preparing for them that, maybe we'll be able to get them by December. Well,
nope. Those are the good old days. That hasn't happened in a really long time.
Oh, jeez. Wow. Okay. Thank you, Jim. Thank you for all that you do. I appreciate you.
You got it. Yeah, I made a TikTok this morning on this very topic. In fact, I said, if I'm you in any situation, I would ask my spouse to file the kid's case either before mine or right after mine. Like I would get mine on file, then I would get theirs on file right away, because it's taking so long to get those approved. So I would go ahead and do that. But they say the best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago. The second best time is today. So Ashman, our man in Tunisia, says, does the age difference play a big role in the chance of approval in a marriage green card? Yes, if there's a big age gap, if the U.S. citizen is significantly older than the foreign national, that's going to make it harder to get approved. And some embassies, especially those in North Africa, and in the Caribbean, go really hard at visa applicants in that situation. Ms. Sanchez, I've had DACA since it first came out. No criminal history whatsoever, married to a citizen. I'm told my situation should be faster and easier and I don't need to leave. Most likely you do need to leave, but it's a totally different process. Ms. Sanchez, you have a really straightforward way to come or to get permission to leave. You can apply for DACA advanced parole. And then once you come back, you have a valid entry. So if you entered without inspection, with DACA, you can get advanced parole and really clean that up. So I would suggest talking to an immigration lawyer sooner rather than later, because that's something that Donald Trump has promised to get rid of. And I think you want to apply for advanced parole, like I said yesterday. Hamza's here. Hello, Hamza.
Hey, Theo, how are you doing today?
Great. How are you?
Good, good. How is everything going so far?
Good. Thanks.
Okay. I have just two questions.
Two questions.
Yes. The
Go
first
for
of all is when you're submitting your Form I-751, do you have to send a transcript for the taxes or you have to send all the papers?
I would do both.
You'll do both?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I already failed on one.
Taxes, the information in the taxes shows the shared life, and the tax transcript shows that you actually paid your taxes. So I would do both.
Okay. So I send only transcript. Am I going to be in trouble?
Probably not.
Probably not. Okay. And after the USPS maybe mail say they already delivered to them, how long do I have to wait to get a receipt note?
I will let people in the comments comment on that. I don't keep track of all the mail and stuff around here anymore. I would say probably 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks. Are you there, Hamza? Hamza checked out. Let's go over to TikTok, see what they have to say. Neil Kumar, my I-290B is approved on USCIS website, but my asylum is denied. What are my options? That's a confusing question. I don't know what the 290B would be for if your asylum was denied. You don't file a 290B for denied asylum, so I'm not sure, Neil. Sorry. Boss ladies, my I-130 petition was approved in April. The 45 is still being actively reviewed, and it's been 3 years. Time to sue, boss lady. You should sue USCIS to try to get them to issue a final decision on the 45. AJ, my wife filed the I-130 April 6th of this year. I only received the receipt and nothing else. If this is an overseas case, AJ, you're talking 14 months, like we just said. So you've got probably until about June next year. Omar says, if an illegal immigrant has TPS and he works for a company, can the company petition for him for his green card? Most likely not. TPS is in status, and he was probably out of status before he had TPS. So most likely, Omar, no. Sangwoo bed sheets. My lawyer said the soonest I can hear to get approved is to go to Juarez in 2027. Is that right? That seems a little far out, but Juarez is a very, very slow embassy. So that could be true, but I doubt it. All right. Might not be that long. All right. Sally's here. Hello, Sally. You're on mute. Hello, Sally. Sally's playing soccer. Anna, hello. You're on mute.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
So one question. We filed to remove conditions this year in May 2024 jointly. At the time, apparently we were happily married, but now he wants a divorce. We are in California. So then my question is like, I know you need the divorce decree for you to send the new I-751 as waived. But then in California, minimum being realistic, I'm going to get that divorce decree when it's minimum 6 months, being realistically 9 months. So in the meantime, what do I do in terms of immigration?
Okay. So number one, I'm sorry that you're getting divorced.
Thank you.
Number two, what was your status before you got your green card?
I was always in a status, like I have an H-1B visa before, a work visa.
Great. And what was the start date of your green card?
June 16, 2022.
So then early this summer or the spring, you filed a joint 751 with him and it's still pending.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So have you moved out or have divorce proceedings started?
No, because it's very recent. It was beginning of this month, but he's already living separate and he's looking forward to the next steps. I mean, he's very cooperative and he's like, I'm not gonna be a pain for you for your immigration things, but we should do the right thing. But it's just the timing. Like the timing is, tricky right now.
So one thing, Anna, that I always ask people in this situation is think about a stoplight, okay? There's red light, yellow light, and green light. So green light is your husband wants to help you stay in the United States. Yellow is he doesn't care if you stay in the United States. And red is he wants to get you kicked out of the United States. What would you say he is?
He's agreeing.
Okay. And do you think if you have a divorce, it's going to be a big fight, or you think it'll be sort of worked out?
I think it will be fair. I think maybe the only discussion that we will be assessed in terms of stocks. Maybe we can have different visions of what is fair and what is not. But then my plan is like just to hire a professional, like divorce financial analyst. So that person tells me what is fair and what is not. So he is like, it's a professional telling you. It's not myself telling you what is fair.
Yeah, that's good. And do you have a divorce attorney? You guys are going to do this without an attorney or what?
I was thinking to hire an attorney just to, make sure everything is smooth and really understanding. I just want to be fair because in my case, he's the higher earner. And I'm not right now. I'm like jobless and looking for a job. So I'm in a vulnerable position.
Well, but don't forget, he also filed that affidavit of support for you. So
yeah.
So he's on the hook too. So I think everybody should want to work this thing out. Now, one thing you said about it at the beginning that I wasn't entirely sure, if everybody agrees, how long does it take, or if everybody at least starts the process, how long does a divorce take in California?
So minimum 6 months, there is a mandatory waiting period of minimum 6 months after filing for divorce.
Okay. So your 751, the one that you filed with your husband, that's going to take at least 2 years to decide. So immigration wise, like if you move, you've got to update your address.
Mm-hmm.
You can file your own 751 without the divorce being final. So what I would do is I would focus on trying to keep the temperature low in the divorce. I would try to get a statement from him that says, my name is Joe. I was married to Anna. Things were good at first. We had a really nice relationship, and then they didn't work out. Like what we do is we would interview you and get a whole statement from you as to the whole length of the marriage, right?
Mm-hmm.
From start, like how did it start? How did you decide to date? How did you decide to get married? How were things for the first 2 years? And then how did things get bad? So I get a long statement from Anna about that. Then I would get a very short statement from, I would draft a statement and see if we could get him to sign it. And basically it says, she's a good person. I think she should get to stay in the United States. This was a real marriage. It just didn't work out for whatever reason, right? That way, if they ever come knocking on his door and say, hey, we think this marriage was fake. Do you agree with us? Right? Then he's sort of boxed in because we already have him under oath in the affidavit saying that it was real. Right? And also, it's good to do that sort of before the divorce gets all wound up.
Yep.
I would do that sooner rather than later. And I would also probably go a little easier on him on the divorce with the hopes of trying to keep him from trying to keep you from staying in the United States, if that makes sense.
Yeah, my only concern is what if the case is approved and I don't have and let's say the case is approved in April, right? And
it's not. I haven't seen a 751 approved in under 2 years in a very long time.
okay.
In a very long time. So I think what I would do is I would go meet with a divorce attorney.
Mm-hmm.
I would focus on getting the divorce started. I would try to keep things friendly with my ex. I would try to get that statement from my ex. And I would get working on a new 751 with the same marriage evidence and any other new marriage evidence that you can gather now. And then get that statement from you, that statement from him. Then I'd file a new 751, maybe towards the end of this year or maybe even April next year. And then hopefully by then the divorce will be almost done. And then you can add the divorce to, they do need the divorce, you're right, to approve it, but you don't need it to file.
And what if, I don't know how much time is like usually for them to request additional evidence? Because at the time, if I send it, let's say at the end of the year, I'm just going to have the petition. And then I know that it's only like 87 days, something like that, for you to give the decree. Like, what if I don't have it?
Well, okay. So your new case will also take 2 years. So you're going to have plenty of time. You don't need to worry about the deadline. I really think that's very, very unlikely that you're going to get screwed by not getting divorced fast enough as long as you're diligent and do it on time. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because like, I don't know how much time USCIS is going to ask me for the additional evidence, right?
Yeah. So that, to me, I would get the divorce going as fast as I can. That's what I would do.
Okay.
You're sort of stuck without that clock. I've had people call me, Anna, like a month, like their jointly filed 751 has been on file for a year and 11 months. That's where we really get worried. But you're not anywhere close to that. Your 751's barely on file.
Yeah, it's been only 5 months and a half. I mean, received date is May 2nd this year.
So I think you're fine.
Okay, that was my concern because I don't want to have any problems going on, like to apply to naturalization in the future, and then the days don't match, like the divorce and the joint and all of that. And I think my last question was, I've read that some people say like you can amend your current instead of sending a new one. That's
very, very hard to get them to do it. They say that you can, but I just think it's so much cleaner and so much easier to just file a new one. We've done that in those instances where we're so darn close to getting the old one approved, but it's really hard to get them to do that. I think if you can afford it, it's better to just do another one.
Okay, sounds good. All right, thank
Bye,
you.
Anna. See ya. Good questions. Yep, good questions. All right, speaking of questions, let's go back to TikTok. Rennie Easley says, if my case is already transferred to the embassy from the NBC, how long do we need to wait till we get an interview date? That depends on the embassy, and you can check embassy processing times when they do interviews. It can vary anywhere from 3 to 24 months. Depends on the embassy. Andres Ocampo, I just got denied spouse petition. What should I do? You should send me the denial notice and we can figure out why it got denied, Andres. I'd like to see that. I-130s shouldn't get denied. That's pretty rare. Dee Dee says, 11 months since the I-130 receipt notice received is a normal wait time. 14 months is what we're seeing. Abana 1, when USCIS requests for wedding certificate after interview, what do you make of that? I make of it that you didn't check the filing and make sure that you sent in a valid wedding certificate. It seems like they're worried about the marriage. Wakagira says, what is concurrent filing? Okay. So immediate relatives, you can file an I-130 with the 485 because there are an unlimited number of visas available. So that's concurrent. You're filing them both concurrently at the same time, the I-130 and the 485. If the petitioner is a green card holder, then it's not, you can't do concurrent filing. It's a separate filing. You do the I-130, and then once the priority date becomes current in the reciprocity table, then you file the 485. So it's divergent filing. It's 2 different times. It's not concurrent, not at the same time. Kat says, I have a marriage-based green card. I'm getting a master's degree. Can I apply for financial aid? I believe you can, Kat. I believe you can. Indy Green Eyes. USCIS received my RFE response 91 days ago on an I-64. AOS marriage case, what to expect next? Probably an approval notice pretty soon. It depends what else they got going on. And depends if your affidavit support is okay, but that should be all right. Lorena, can I file the I-751 and apply for citizenship before the 71 gets approved? Yes, I have videos on this. Just check out the YouTube channel, Lorena. If you look for Jim Hacking Immigration on YouTube, I have lots of videos on applying for the 751 and then applying for citizenship before you get the decision. I explain all my theories and thoughts on that there. All right. Wowie. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Great. How are you doing?
Good. I have a question, sir. I've been in the country for the last 6 years, and my case now is in the immigration court for asylum. And I resolved to leave the country, to terminate my case. So I was intending to apply for the voluntary departure. What can you advise me?
Well, voluntary departure can only be issued under certain circumstances. You have to get the government agree most of the time. I haven't done a voluntary departure case in a long time. We stopped doing most of our deportation stuff several years ago. How far into the proceedings are you? Do you have a court date? Have you already been ordered removed, or what's the status of the asylum case?
For now, when I check in the system, it just showed me it's pending. But last time when I was having my first hearing, that was 2022. That was in February. But I didn't appear for the first time. They just requested paperwork, and we provided the paperwork with my attorney. Uh-huh. And since then, I haven't get another date for appearing.
So you don't have a court date as we sit here right now?
No, I don't.
So you need to have your lawyer reach out to the Office of Chief Counsel, the OPLA attorney, and see if they're amenable to agreeing to, if they'll agree to, I'm talking like a lawyer. You want your lawyer to call up the government attorney and say, hey, he's decided that he doesn't want to pursue his asylum case anymore. He wants to take voluntary departure. Will you guys join in that request, and then see what happens?
And just to add on, my family, my wife and kids are in another country, not in my country of origin, and I've already got my family reunification visa
for that country.
Correct.
Yeah. So then just tell him he wants to leave the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So do you think that will be easy, or will it take a small length of time?
Well, here's what I'll say, my friend.
Yes,
I was talking to a government attorney because we have this trial going tomorrow, right?
Okay.
And we've been trying to get a hold of him for literally 6 weeks to talk about the trial.
Okay.
He was very, very nice and very, very apologetic. He said, Jim, I'm very sorry that I wasn't able to get a hold of you. He called like 10 minutes before we met with this judge on Friday.
Okay.
He, very nice, very professional. He said, Jim, our office has 7 attorneys and we have 50,000 files.
Oh my God.
50,000 files. That's 7,000 files. 7,000 files. I don't know how many business days there are in a year. I think there's like 200.
200 and something, maybe 220 something.
Yeah. So even if you had a trial every day or 2
For 1 hour.
Yeah, for one lawyer. There's only 3 judges, so only 3 judges can have a trial at a time, right? So the big part is going to be trying to get the attorney to pay attention to your request. That's the big problem. All right, good luck.
So just last question. Can I leave without like any approval from them?
You can, but I wouldn't do that unless it's your last resort.
Yeah, I don't really like have any plan to come back.
I know, but still don't do it unless if you have the chance to leave cleanly, I would leave cleanly.
Correct. Okay. Appreciate it.
Yep. Good luck.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
All right. Yep. That's tricky. Tricky. Voluntary departure is hard to get, surprisingly so. Jesvin is here. Hi, Jesvin.
Hey, Jim.
How you doing, bud?
Good. I have come here with 3 questions. And yeah, so first thing is, so I'm a Canadian citizen. So when I entered the US, 994 wasn't issued. So in my previous entries, there was a 994 and had a validity, but I went back before the validity expired. And then when I came in the next time, I wasn't issued a new I-94. And I don't know how to answer the question, did you overstay or very out of status?
Well, so you just came in on your Canadian passport?
Correct, yeah. So I came in for an interview for Nexus. And then I went on to meet my wife after the interview.
So how long were you here altogether?
For that period of time, it was around 2.5 months.
So you get 3 months on your Canadian entry. So did you ever stay more than 3 months?
No, never. Have never stayed above 3 months, but I thought it was 6 months for a Canadian entry passport. Is it, or am I wrong there?
We'll ask Laura. She'll know. She'll say in the comments in a minute.
Okay.
I'm not
I think
sure.
it is 6 months.
Okay, but either way, you never overstayed. So the answer would be no, right?
Yeah, I don't know if the answer is very out of status, but yeah, that's the answer, I guess. But
Yeah.
a new I-94 wasn't issued. So the next time I go in, I shouldn't have a problem. I won't be denied entry or anything like that.
Have you looked online for your I-94, or you just say you didn't get a stamp in your passport
I looked it online.
and you can't find it?
No, the I-94 isn't new. Like, it isn't reflecting the current year.
Here's what I would do. I would sit down, Justin. You're going to want this forever anyway. I would start a little Excel spreadsheet.
Mm-hmm.
And on the Excel spreadsheet, I would have all my dates of travel.
Mm-hmm.
The dates I entered the United States, the date I left. The day I entered the United States, the day I left. The day I entered the United States, the day I left. Right? And so if you do that and travel that with you, you're going to show that you don't have any days overstayed. They're going to most likely believe you, and I think you'll be fine.
Yeah. I have the entry and exit, departure and arrival dates on the CBP website. It's just the I-94 status wasn't issued. That's the only.
That's okay.
Okay. Second question is, so let's say if for some reason at the interview, my app, so at the interview, they say we need more information and I'm put into additional processing. Sorry, go ahead.
What interview are you talking about?
Oh, right. So this is the IR1 interview.
Okay, so who's filed for you? Your spouse?
Spouse did, yeah.
And has the I-130 been approved?
Yes, it has been, yeah.
So now you're worried about, so you're going to have an interview in Montreal, and you're worried about what's going to happen.
I'm worried about if they make my case, prolong more, like let's say they put me in additional processing, and I don't see myself staying in Canada because she can't move here because her job restricts her from doing that. Like her job, like she has to redo all of certifications, her background, she's a physician and all of that. So I was planning to do a study permit in the US if my application were to be pushed back. Let's say you have put in additional processing. Do you think I'll be able to apply for a study permit?
No, because you've already said you want a green card, so they
Immigrant,
won't
yeah,
give us a visa. Yeah.
yeah. Is there anything I can do to
Why?
push them?
Listen, you're worried about stuff that hasn't even happened yet, dude. Why are you worrying about this?
I don't know.
So
I'm just
stop.
taking. Okay.
Stop. Call me back when something bad
All
actually
right.
happens. All right. See you,
Thanks,
bud.
Jim. You're the best. Thank you.
Bye, buddy. Yep. Don't borrow trouble. That's what my mother always says. Don't borrow trouble. Don't be worried about shit that hasn't even happened yet. Hasn't even happened yet. All right. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Here's someone called Toward Eternity. Hello. Hello.
Hello. How are
Hi.
you doing?
I'm
How are you
great.
doing?
I'm well. Thank you.
How are you doing?
Good. What's up?
I have two questions, please. Can I marry a lady but I live abroad, not in the USA, and waiting for receiving green card?
Okay. What's the question?
Can I apply for a green card and marry with a lady but live abroad, not in the USA, in my country, waiting for receiving green card and then going to the USA?
That's what everybody does.
Uh,
Yes.
we should waiting for green card. And is there any trick to to give speed to receiving green card directly 10 years green card?
Only if your marriage is more than 2 years old. Only if your marriage
What?
is 2 years old.
Yeah.
That guy doesn't know what's going on. Sorry about that. Hamza's here. Hello, Hamza.
Hey, Jim.
Hi, buddy.
Hey, buddy. Sorry, I disconnected. So I didn't get your answer when your last answer, give it to me.
Oh, say it again. Tell me your question again.
Okay. I asked you about when USPS send me a text message, like they receive the package. How many days do I have to wait to get the receipt note?
Oh, 6 weeks, I said.
6 weeks. Okay.
Four
And
to six.
say again?
4 to 6.
4 to 6. Okay. And the last thing is there is one group I am on Facebook, and I see many people. It has like 14K people under 751.
Yeah.
And I see many people that saying, when you receive an condition green card the first time, there's a note, they send it to you. They say if you send that note with it, it's gonna make your case go express. That's true?
That's bullshit.
Okay.
Thanks,
So what the process time, is it slow or is just
yeah, it's like 2
taking?
years. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good, Jim. Thank you so much, Mr. Teal.
See you, buddy. Oh, I gotta love when they call me Tio, especially when they're getting off the phone. All right. Let's go to Edmund. Edmund, are you there?
Hi, yes, I am.
Hello.
Hi, I was just wanting to ask a couple of questions. I have a pending I-30, I-45 for my wife. We've been married for over 2 years already. I was thinking about maybe filing a writ of mandamus. It's only been a year though. However, we received an email from USCIS after we sent an inquiry, and they were telling us that they were expecting our case to delay because of the cases that have been, being filed by other people.
That sounds cap. What was your spouse was your spouse in status or out of status when you got married?
We were already married. We didn't get married in the United States. She came here to the United States on a tourist visa, and then we did an adjustment of status.
How long after she entered did you guys get married?
We were already married when she came.
How long after she entered did you file?
Like 2.5 months later, 3 months later, something like that.
If you were to have a green card interview, what field office would it be at?
It said it was NBCA, the National Benefit Center.
Oh, sure. But like, what major city do you live near? They do your interview.
Miami, Florida.
Yeah. So Miami's busy. I would give them probably 3 more months before I sue them.
Okay. So you would think instead of maybe doing something like that right now, maybe December, January, something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Is there anything you're worried about the case?
No, it's just that she is from a country where the visa processing tends to take a little bit more time from what I've checked online. And I'm just worrying about it getting delayed. I've seen online some people from her country where it's taken 2 years, 3 years, and I don't necessarily want that happening for our case.
What country?
China.
China. Yeah, they feel like they can't do background checks for China. Okay. Well, like I said, I think January is this would be a good New Year's project for us both.
Okay, so January would be where, if you don't hear anything, maybe suing them would be the best in your opinion?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm curious to know, do you guys by any chance accept MetLife legal insurance?
Nope.
Nothing at all like that?
Uh-uh.
And what is the cost of doing the waiver?
Sure. The lawsuit, you mean?
Yeah.
The mandamus. It's a $405 filing fee. Our current legal fee is $5,000. If you pay up front, you can save $500, so it'd be $49.05. If you want to pay over time, we need $3,000 to start, so it's $3,000 plus $405, and then $500 a month for 4 months.
Okay. All right. Well, that answers all my questions. Just generally speaking, how long does the whole cases take, assuming the waiver isn't filed on average when we're talking about Florida?
You mean, I don't know.
The I-485 and the I-30, how long does it usually take?
I think a year.
So anything over a year is weird.
I mean, like I said, Florida's really busy. So, I give them a little bit of grace. I give them a little bit of extra time.
Okay. And do you think her being from China affects anything?
Yeah. How about Communist Party membership?
No, she doesn't have that, thankfully.
That's good. Yeah, no. I mean, they discriminate against everybody from different countries for different reasons, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Well, I appreciate it.
Equal opportunity racists.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks. All right. I think we got time for one or two more. I think I'm going to go vote after this. How about that? I think I'm going to leave here and go vote. I don't have anything till 2 o'clock. I'll take my phone with me. Cadet Juno Stanley. Hello.
Hello. How are you doing, Jim?
Great, buddy. How you doing?
Good. So, I got a quick question. My wife is a green card holder, and I came here as an F1 student. So, and I got married with her. Now I'm currently on TPS, and I'm married with her. So now I want to file for adjustment of status. But I have my I-94, so I know I'm eligible to file for the adjustment of status. I just want to know the I-130. How long will it take me, and what should I send with it?
So first, you're going to file the I-130 by itself because you have to get that receipt date. That's what starts your clock. Because you're married to a green card holder, it's the I-130 that's going to carry the day. So you got to get that thing on file. How long have you guys been married?
For a little bit over a year.
Why have you waited to file for your green card?
I don't know. I should have filed it like a long time ago.
I mean, there's this big, ugly, fat bastard named Donald Trump who's running for president, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And he said first day he's going to cancel all TPS, right?
Well, that's what I heard. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to get on that.
Yeah, you got to get on that, my brother. So, when did your spouse get their green card?
She got her green card 2021, I believe.
And how did she get it?
Her father is a U.S. citizen.
Awesome. Okay, great. So let's just focus on getting the I-130. Put everything else to the side. Just get the I-130 on file. Get some marriage evidence. Get your filing fee together. Get that bad boy on file because that's going to start your clock. Because you won't be able to file the green card probably for 4 or 5 months, right? And that's when we're in Trump land, right? So time is of the essence.
Oh, okay, no problem. So, and because right now I'm working here, how do I also show them that I am working?
Nobody cares if you're working. Why is it important that you're working?
Oh, because I think they ask for financial stuff.
Yeah, from her. from her. Your working doesn't really matter. I mean, it's important to include, but as far as the affidavit of support, that's stage 2. Again, just focus on the marriage case. But the I-130 doesn't care about your finances. It's the green card case, but you don't even have your I-130 on file. So it's all about her income. If she doesn't make enough money on her own, then you need to get a co-sponsor.
Oh, so
But again, that's stage 2. We're not even at stage 1 yet. Do the I-130 and then call me back. Tell me when you get your I-130 on file, then we'll talk about this stuff, okay?
okay, no problem. Thank you very much.
Bye, Juno. See you, buddy. All right, I'm going to knock out a few more TikTok questions, and then we'll shut her down for the day. All right. Gagandeep Singh Balan. Can I apply for I-601 with the I-130, or do I have to wait for them to ask? You have to wait for them to ask. Wildflower. Petition approved by USCIS. Case sent to NVC. How long should I wait before interview? Depends on the depends on the embassy. Kabi says, my wife wrote to cancel the application for I-130 and wants a divorce. What can I do? Nothing, because she's got all the power. Daniel, is Daniel in the waiting room? Let's see. Nope, no Daniel. All right, sorry, I missed Daniel. Not our Daniel, but Daniel Mambo. Thank you, Daniel. Sorry I missed you. We'll be back Thursday. What time, Hooli? Thursday at 2:30 p.m. Central. 2:30 p.m. Central. We'll be back tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, 2:30 for episode 695. I'm thinking maybe, Hooli, we should do episode 700 on Halloween Eve when we have our party. I think that's what we'll do. We'll make it a little Halloween party on October 30th. We'll do the 700th show that day. I think if I do Thursday, Friday, that's 696, 789. So I'll have to do one over the weekend. Oh, he's on TikTok. Oh, I don't know how to add people on TikTok, Ina. Nope, I don't know how to do that. Sorry. All right, guys. We all hope Shabazz is living his best life. We hope Ms. Donna is partying with all the yardies down in Jamaica. I hope you all have a great night. Thanks for the good wishes for tomorrow. I'll let you know how it goes. Bye, guys.
I'm great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of being